But the bottom line is transformational festivals are about looking to celebrate our oneness, celebrate this shift in our consciousness, this change in reality. And so it is the culmination, really, of our global citizenship education, the New Age. It's the culmination of the changes that we as a society have been experiencing for so long. There's no real one way to define it, except for the fact that it is this celebration of a new way of thinking, a new way of being, a new sense of reality. Again, that sense of oneness. When you boil it down, oneness ultimately says this, that man, God, and nature are intrinsically one, that we contain the same elements, that we are of the same essence. And so we place ourselves on the same level as the earth or as God. Everything encompasses each other. It is all in all is one. It is the worldview of the Eastern worldview, Eastern religions. You could even fit within that overarching definition things like atheism, especially things like what Joseph Stalin and Mao Zedong did, elevating themselves to the position of a deity in their own mind. Because there is nothing higher than man. They were the pinnacle of the temple of man and asserted that self-proclaimed deity. Of course, they were wrong, but the implications are very severe. So it really is such a broad umbrella that everything kind of fits underneath. Of course, the biblical view is the opposite, and that is that God is distinct, separate, completely different, utterly incomparable, and unique. He is not creation. He is not nature. He is not us.
So, oneness, oneism, monism, global citizenship education, global unity. Carl Teichrib is one of my just really favorite researchers in a number of ways. But you listen to what he's describing there, and I feel like a question that is still not being asked by so many of the people who hear the research of Teichrib and understand this theme, this message of global unity, of globalism, oneness being the spiritual, technological, political theme that just runs throughout all of it. But then if you stop and look, you can actually very easily see that this even filters into the cosmological realm as well. And so when we refuse to question everything coming from the mainstream status quo, because it's supposedly in the realm of proven science and off limits, and we don't want to venture there. But if you look at how it fits into the same message of oneness, it's plain as day.
We're all connected to each other biologically, to the earth chemically, to the rest of the universe atomically.
I think nature's imagination is so much greater than man's. He's never gonna let us relax.
We live in an in-between universe where things change alright, but according to patterns, rules, or as we call them, laws of nature.
I'm this guy standing on a planet. Really, I'm just a speck. Compared with a star, the planet is just another speck. To think about all of this, to think about the vast emptiness of space. There's billions and billions of stars, billions and billions of specks.
The beauty of a living thing is not the atoms that go into it, but the way those atoms are put together. The cosmos is also within us. We're made of star stuff. We are a way for the cosmos to know itself.
Across the sea of space, the stars are others. We've traveled this way before. and there is much to be learned.
We're all connected to each other biologically, to the earth chemically, to the rest of the universe atomically.
I find it elevating and exhilarating to discover that we live in a universe which permits the evolution of molecular machines as intricate and subtle as we.
I know that the molecules in my body are traceable to phenomena in the cosmos. That makes me want to grab people in the street and say, have you heard this?
The beauty of a living thing is not the atoms that go into it, but the way those atoms are put together. The cosmos is also within us. We're made of star stuff. We are a way for the cosmos to know itself.
There's this tremendous mass of waves all over in space, which is the light bouncing around the room, going from one thing to the other, and it's all really there, really there. But you gotta stop and think about it, about the complexity to really get the pleasure. It's all really there, really there. The inconceivable nature of nature.
To think about all of this, to think about the vast emptiness of space, billions and billions of stars, billions and billions of specks. The beauty of a living thing is not the atoms that go into it, but the way those atoms are put together. The cosmos is also within us. We're made of star stuff. We are a way for the cosmos to know itself.
Across the sea of space, the stars are others, and we have traveled this way before, and there is much to be learned.
The cosmos can know itself. I mean, there you have Carl Sagan preaching the mystic gospel of oneness. That's monism right there, and couched in quote-unquote scientific terms. The same pantheistic Eastern spirituality that a lot of people perceive to be the opposite of what, the New World Order pushes, when in reality it's exactly what they push. The God of the Bible is distinct from creation, whereas the concept of God that the worldly systems, the UN, and all these different global initiative agendas is a monistic pantheism. It's a false unity. So I think this is one of those great examples that kind of speaks in many different directions at once to Christians and young earth creationists who still object to the idea that the Copernican cosmology and all of its interrelated astrophysics and quantum theory that props it all up. If you're still resisting the idea that that is part of the satanic lie, then indeed I challenge you to look closer and hear the message that they are actually speaking with that whole interrelated scientific paradigm. If you believe that stars are what they claim they are, that they are these atomic fusion centers that are constantly spewing atoms out into the universe, then even in a young Earth creation scenario, those atoms are allegedly accumulating on the Earth, and the Earth is growing, the Earth is evolving, even by some minuscule amount. If you believe what the Copernican cosmology says, then you are made of star stuff. Even over the past few thousand years, there's undoubtedly a certain amount of atomic material that has made its way into the ground and into the food chain and into your body. So you are one with the universe. whereas the Bible teaches that we are made from the dust of the earth. And when you look to 1 Corinthians 15, it clearly says that earthly bodies and heavenly bodies, and it gives the example of the sun, moon, and stars, that they are intrinsically different. They're not made of the same stuff. Go check it out. But also then, for those people who are not Christians and are still maybe kind of on the outside looking in and looking into these spiritual questions and trying to decide, where to go, if you've been looking into the flat earth cosmology, and it's kind of opening up all these existential questions. Again, I challenge you to also listen to the monistic, pantheistic message that is being preached on every level of this society. It's completely contrary to the Bible, and this is just a perfect example. And I think this little song, which by the way, I did not make these little auto-tune numbers. Some people think I did, but there's a whole bunch of them that were made, and that's why I find them so interesting. It's not because the music is just so amazing, or it's just such a cute little gimmick to do, but these videos are made by people celebrating the undercurrent, the underlying message of this cosmology, the cosmology that's being pushed by the powers that be, right? And you can clearly see, I mean, it's obvious. We are all connected. We're all one. We're one with the cosmos. We're made of star stuff. You are hearing Neil deGrasse Tyson and Bill Nye and Carl Sagan preaching the mysticism, the Mystery Babylon religion through science, through quote-unquote science. And hopefully that should make you stop and think and do some more research, look more into what the Bible actually says, take a closer look at what the world is preaching, and don't make assumptions. Ask the hard questions. Look for yourself. Thanks.
Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video presentation. If you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like the video, and share it on your favorite social media sites. There's a lot more to come, so stay tuned and we'll see you back next time.